grip. None of the lights work until you go and insert the key card in. But it is pretty nice, perfect for what I need. Enough room to do some yoga, a bed, and that's pretty much everything we need.
It's day one in Saitama here, and we're gonna go check out the airbag for the first time. It doesn't open till 1:30, so it's giving me a lot of time to chill with my anxiety. There's two things that I'm really anxious about. First of all, I haven't snowboarded in over 6 months, so I'm hoping that I won't be too ridiculously rusty. There's no warm-up carving or anything, just straight airbag to jump. The second thing is I've never ridden fake snow or landing airbags. So I heard that this fake snow feels really similar to actual snowboarding, and most people haven't had any issue with it. That said, it's a new experience, so I'm nervous about that.
Just checked out the airbags for the first time, and they're looking pretty intimidating, and they're a lot more expensive than I was expecting. You should pay an extra $50 usage fee, so that's adding more money into the day. That's also the mega ramp that I'm hoping to be riding most of the time is more expensive than I was anticipating. So the day average is going to be more expensive. Also, the airbags are looking more intimidating than I expected. The takeoffs are super narrow and the landings are pretty small. So it's not going to be very forgiving for any form of drifting. And that's my biggest problem with my backside spins. So going to need to get those dialed in before I can go and move on to bigger tricks. But we're going to go start with the small bag or the big bag, and then just go work up some straight airs, work up some back frees, get used to this fake snow, and then move to the next size bag. And if we can get some good spins off of that, then the next days we'll go and move on to the biggest bag and hopefully start adding some more rotations to my snowboarding. Finishing up on the smaller bag, didn't really go how I was hoping, taking a lot more attempts to get my form how it needs to be, I feel, for a bigger bag. But we're running out of sunlight and I really want to get some back sevens on that big bag before ending the day so I can go and think on it and visualize it. So we're going to go warm up on that and see what we can get going before it gets dark. What I'm really noticing is the edge pressure they use is almost non-existent, and you see a lot of pre-spinning on all the spins because we're staying so flat-based. It's really forgiving for flat baseness, but as soon as you dig in an edge, it really goes in and exaggerates it with that plastic snow. So gonna need to go step back and change that, because that's something I'm really bad for, is relying on my edge. That's how I learned to do it. And I'm going to have to go and change out a bit if I want to be getting these big tricks. What I noticed all of these riders are doing is holding the heel edge as soon as we're like through the downhill, and holding that super light heel edge through the whole duration, where I'm going flat base and been doing a slight heel edge, what's a problem I normally have, but it's super exaggerated on the dry slope.
I've been stuck inside my house too long. Can't stand being all alone. Wasting hours on my phone. Where did it go now? On my way. I won't let fear hold me back. It's here to stay. On my way. All of my dreams
finished with day one. It was a pretty big day. I did around 38 hits. So that's way more than I was expecting. I was sort of expecting to get 10 to like 20 hits here, but that truck really boosts you up, and could have went going a bit longer. Well, not longer, it's close, but could get a bit more efficient. So hopefully we'll be able to get like 45 hits next time, but it's a lot better than I was expecting. That's getting to still pretty expensive a hit, around like $6 a hit, but way better than like $20 a hit. So I'm pretty stoked on that, and managed to go and have a pretty good session. Went and just focused on the stuff I know, focused on just not changing too much, and my takeoffs are feeling good. But there's one thing that I've went and spotted that I will drastically need to change in order to get these triples, and that is switching edges too aggressively and not holding the toe edge and flat base long enough. So I'm going to go think about that overnight, visualize it, and then hopefully go and get it next time, because I'm feeling good on the airbags. I have a lot more power to give. I think these triples can be possible for me, and these bigger spins are available, but I need to go and figure out how to go and build up and load the setup carve and load my wind up way more so I can go and utilize my power, because right now I don't have my full range of motion. But it was a good first session. Ended up getting everything except for the flat 10 and flat 12. So we'll go and clean up that drift and then get those spins and then build up to the bigger airbag, and then hopefully get some 14s and bigger tricks going. So it was a good day, first day airbagging ever, and it is a game changer. Like, I don't want to set anything too soon, but like, you can't get 38 hits that exactly the same that fast with that kind of consistently and that low risk. It let me go and really focus in on not focusing on needing to land the trick, but focus a bit more on the trick. I noticed my double back 10s, I was feeling way more aware in the air, just feeling way more conscious. It's also my first day riding the 7-1, so it could just be like that feeling. I always find the first days are like that, but pretty interesting. We'll go and add a little bit more to this later once I've had a chance to go over all the footage. To show you guys what I mean with these takeoffs, I'm going to go and show you an example of what the people here in Japan are doing on their takeoffs. So the takeoff on the right here is, I'd consider a worse takeoff than mine, but it has no drift, what is the main thing we're focusing on. And I've been noticing this on all the Japanese riders as well, and they are much better riders than I am. Some of the national team guys are here, so they're good. And when you see good riders like that, it's important to take your time and watch them and see what kind of differences they're making versus what you're making. So here, the change I want to go and really exaggerate is the timing of switching heel edge to toe edge. So on the right here, you can see that he's going and doing his heel edge carve very early on before the spoon, and then he's flat based well before the jump starts going up. This is what I'm talking about by saying I want to be later with my edge, because when I'm at the same part of the jump, I'm in a harsh heel edge position, causing me to have a lot of sideways momentum and causing my weight to not be centered over my board, where he is already set over the center of his board. What this does is it lets him go and load up that spin without going and getting a lot of edge pressure, because you don't need to kill as much sideways momentum. That's going to allow you to go and take off a lot flatter, where I'm going and having my edge really start to dig in. This lets you keep your body weight all the way over. And we can really see that with the head positioning, where my head's looking up this way, my upper body's leaning forward, versus looking straight up with the body stacked all the way over the board. So even though he goes and pre-spins here, he can go and get away with it because of his flat base, and he doesn't have any chance to go and start shit hooking off a jump, because if he starts going early, his board just pre-spins. What's better than digging in and drifting in these airbag situations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and just make it so my setup carves way sooner, making it so instead of going and entering heels and then holding it for this long, I'm going to enter heels sooner and then get to flat base around here, and then from there transition to the toe edge very slow, and I'm hoping that will let me stay more tall. This is fundamentally a very different way of spinning than what I've been doing, so it might be slightly hard to go and fully adjust, but I really think that this is going to be the key
and what will make me able to get my backside spins to the next level. Because when we go and look at the Japanese riders, let me just go and make them big here, and we can highlight that, they're doing the exact same thing. So even though their takeoffs are pre-spinny and there's aspects of it I don't think are as good as mine, overall, they're way more consistent and they're working way better for what they're doing, allowing them to put a lot more power. So that's the difference of growing up riding dry slope versus growing up only riding snow, is you don't need to worry about heel catching, so you can go and maximize and get the most efficient power-inducing takeoff possible. So I'm studying that, visualizing it, and really painting in my mind this timing and the form I'll be using, because this is going to be the biggest adjustment and change to my form that I'll be making this trip.
I am crashing so ridiculously hard. It was a hectic first day. Not many first days of a season, I'm going to go in upside down 2 times. And the only thing open is the Family Mart. I got 2 pieces of chicken, 1 spicy, 1 crunchy, and I got 2 mango smoothies. So we're gonna eat this and crash, and the airbag doesn't open to 1:30, so gonna wake up and see if I can muster up energy to go again tomorrow. If not, going to take it as a much needed day off. But man, it's tiring stuff. I don't know if it's like the water's dirty, but I feel worked to an extraordinary level. Not really like tired in the legs or anything. Tomorrow will be the test for that, but just emotionally and physically drained. So it was a good day. Learned a lot of stuff to think about. So if I need to take a day off, I do not mind, because a lot of the problems I was making are things that need to be solved in the head, not in the body. So if we need to do that, no stress, but we're going to try get a good night's sleep, and then if we can get at it, we will get at it. Thanks for watching today. We'll be doing another vlog every day for the airbag, trying to give you an authentic, accurate feeling of what it's like to be here in Japan riding airbags, and riding airbags for the first time, to see if it's worth it, because it is ridiculously expensive, costs so much money. So this is just a little show of, should you do it? Is it important enough to actually go and spend the funds? And how much shit can you actually get done on these airbags in a reasonable amount of time? So thanks for joining me today. We'll be back at it with day 2 coming pretty soon. I'm going to try film and edit these and put them out the day they happen. So wish me luck on that project.